Hello everyone, we are Group 4. Our theme is environmental protection and ecological restoration. Our team members include Li Chunliang, Wang Hegong, Su Weichang, Zhao Zheran, Yang Zhikai, Li Yiran, Siden, and me. This is our content, which is divided into 7 parts. You can take a brief look at them. Firstly, let me introduce the research background. Environmental protection and ecological restoration are increasingly serious global issues with the acceleration of globalization and the advancement of industrialization. Environmental problems are gradually intensifying, affecting human survival and development. Okay, my part is finished. Let's go to next part.
Global warming over the over the over the past 50 years, 50 years, Earth's average temperature are risen by 1.2 Celsius. Deforestation. Every year we lose 10 million hectares of forest, an area the size of South Korea. Water pollution. Let's see what pollution. Over 50, over 80 of industry water is released untreated, damaging ecosystem and health. These measures are backed by a report from the UNFCCC and the FAO. And then we see why act now. Ecologic space excitation rates are 1,000 times higher than natural levels, and for economic climate disasters cost $400 billion another year. Social food food shortage stage, and environmental um, migration are on the rise. The cost of inaction is far greater than the cost of action. Let's say solution. Government should be enforce stricter emission standards and fund the restoration projects. And business should be adopt renewable energy and circular economics. And for us, uh, reduce plastic use and support sustainable. Conclusion: a great example is China's Green Great Wall project.
This report explores key research questions that drive progress in understanding and mitigating environmental challenges. Key research areas and questions. It has 5 parts. First is biodiversity conservation. What are the most effective strategies for preserving endangered species in degraded habitats? How do different conservation practices impact local and global biodiversity? 2. Climate change mitigation. What is the role of reforestation and afforestation in reducing atmospheric carbon levels? How do urban green spaces contribute to climate resilience in cities? 3. Sustainable resource management. How can communities balance economic development with the conservation of natural resources? What are the most efficient methods for reducing water wastage in agriculture? 4. Ecological restoration techniques. What are the long-term impacts of wetland restoration on local ecosystems? How can degraded soil be rehabilitated to support sustainable agriculture? 5. Environmental policy and governance. What policies are most effective in promoting renewable energy adoption? How do internal agreements influence local environmental practices. Characteristics of effective research questions is a new part. It includes 4 different parts. First is relevance. The question should address significant environmental issues with practical and theoretical implications. 2. Specificity. Clearly define the scope, such as focusing on a specific region, species, or environmental factor. 3. Feasibility. Ensure the research can be conducted with available resources, data, and technology. 4. Measurability. Formulate questions that can be answered through quantitative or qualitative measures. Next is challenges in formulating research questions. First, data limitations. Many regions lack comprehensive environmental data, making it difficult to design precise questions. Second, interdisciplinary nature. Environmental issues often require knowledge across multiple disciplines, complicating question formulation. Third, stakeholder conflicts. Balancing the interests of diverse stakeholders, such as governments, industries, and local communities, can be challenging. Next is examples of cross-disciplinary questions. How does integrating traditional ecological knowledge with modern science improve restoration outcomes? What is the relationship between economic incentives and community participation in conservation programs? Following its conclusion, research questions are the foundation of effective studies in environmental protection and ecological restoration. By addressing key areas such as biodiversity, climate change, and sustainable resource management, researchers can develop innovative solutions to pressing global challenges. Clear, specific, and actionable questions ensure meaningful contributions to the field and guide policy decisions for.
Next, we will talk about what are the factors that lead to a problem of environmental protection and ecological restoration. The first factor is weak of policies and governments. Poor policies and weak governance make it difficult to protect the environment. For example, cases of illegal logging and mining are a lot of in every region with a weak governance structure. This is also limited emphasis on the development of strong policies. This is mean that violators of the environment are free to go anywhere. The second one is public apathy and lack of awareness. There are a lot of people that are not aware of how their action that can affect the environment. This is lead to a harmful behavior like wasting resources and improper disposal of waste. People's ignorance of environmental problems reduce backing for protection measures and the revival of degraded habit. The third one is technological gaps. Without a proper technology, addressing problems like deforestation, pollution, and soil erosion become much more difficult. The fourth one is lack of involvement of the communities. Communities is an important part. Communities that can rely on the natural resources for their livelihood might see a restoration project as a threat. Next, funding constraints. Governments and organizations often struggle to fund large projects to maintain them over time. The next factor is climate change's impact. Climate changes amplifies existing environmental challenges. This is making restoration effort more complex and less predictable. Rising temperatures, changing precipitation pattern, and extreme weather disrupt ecosystem and hinder the recovery of degradable area. The next factor is scientific knowledge gaps. Without a better scientific understanding, it is become much difficult to come up with the new and effective restoration method. And then the last factor is corporate exploitation and unsustainable practices. There are a lot of business only prioritizing their profits over the protecting the environment. The company should be able to maintain the protecting environment, not only consider the profit.
The destruction of environment will cause very serious consequences, such as the loss of ecosystem function, which will lead to destruction of ecological balance and the destruction of animal and plant resources and the environment, damage to human healthy and livelihood, cause people to spend money on medical treatment, adding to already struggling family. Intensify climate change will lead to serious nature industry crisis, with fishermen unable to catch fish, farmland and soil polluted, and food and tree unable to grow. Economic loss. This is kind of situation is the most troublesome. It will cause people to lose money and lead to social conflicts. Short-term impact included reduced air and water quality, increased greenhouse gas, extreme weather, acute and chronic disease, and money spent repairing the resources. Long-term effects are severe, which ecological imbalance across the board, global warming, mounting glaciers, rising sea level, exposure to pollution leading to generation of weakened immunity, and even death, and economic decline in countries that depend on nature's resources.
This part is solution ideas. The first is afforestation and reforestation programs through large-scale tree planting projects to restore degraded ecosystems, prevent soil erosion, and absorb carbon dioxide. The second is eco-friendly agriculture practice, promoting the use of organic fertilizers and crop rotation to reduce soil depletion and minimize, while encouraging the use of precision agriculture technique to save water and optimize resource utilization. The third is integrated clean energy. By supporting the development of renewable energy projects such as solar and wind farm in environmental sensitive area to minimize habitat destruction. Fourth, community awareness and education. Enacting events and workshops to educate people on the importance of environmental protection and how individual education can contribute to economical restoration. Okay, next part.
Hello everyone, it's my turn to summarize. Environmental protection and ecological restoration are the cornerstones of sustainable development of humanity, and their importance is therefore evident. Studies have shown that taking positive actions to protect the ecological environment can not only maintain biodiversity and protect human health, but also promote economic development. From the perspective of advantages, environmental protection and ecological restoration can bring significant ecological benefits, such as improving environmental quality and increasing ecosystem stability. At the same time, it also creates new economic opportunities for society, such as developing green industries and promoting ecotourism. How to do it? In order to better promote environmental protection and ecological restoration, it is recommended that all parties strengthen cooperation. The government should formulate sound policies and regulations and increase capital investments. Enterprise should assume social responsibility and actively participate in environmental protection actions. Systematic research institutions should strengthen technology research and development to provide strong support for ecological restoration.
Okay, our group present is finished. Thank you.